All right. The scout is dead, and Cyrene, you're up.
Okay. So Cyrene is going to move a little closer here. I'm trying to see if I can.
Thank you very much for pointing that out. I have corrected the audio issue. I'm so sorry about that.
I don't. Am I able to reach him? The guy?
Like on foot?
Or well, like, am I
Or
able to
flying,
pass
I guess.
these? Like, could I go over here? Like,
Yeah, so you can always move through a friendly person unhindered. This is kind of a weird. There are corpses on the ground. Normally speaking, corpses are difficult terrain that would take twice your movement cost to move over. But since you fly, I don't see a reason to enforce that.
I can just fly over it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's
Yeah.
cool then. Well I'm just gonna boop boop boop. This guy right there. Boop boop boop.
And that is enough to kill that one.
Nice.
So as far as you can tell, at this point there's silence and you don't hear anyone coming. It seems like you seem to have neutralized any threat that was around.
Do you guys want to loot these guards or whatever?
Absolutely. See, I'm gonna start sifting through pockets.
Okay. You can find, I'll say you can find arrows and bows. None of them are quite as nice as yours. You found, searching through their pockets, you find a pretty good amount of that money that you were searching for previously.
Yay, money.
Those little paper things. So I'll say you found collectively through all their pockets, maybe let me just roll. $228.
Awesome.
Wait.
Where do I write that?
Well, we had 25 before, so we have $253.
Okay, we're just gonna let's keep like one pool of party cash.
Yeah.
Party money.
Party money.
Cool. I guess you guys are ready to. So from the south, you can see the south looks like it's just the front door. That you can just kind of head on out from here. It looks like it leads up, like there's stairs that lead up to the street, as if you're in some kind of a cellar.
Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna take off.
Yeah, if you've got a hood, pull it over you.
Oh yeah, you know it.
Pulling her hood up all the way
Pull my hood over me.
for heading out the door.
Make sure my robe is pulled over my shoulders.
Yeah, Ahara does as well.
Misku just shifts her fur she wears on her shoulders to cover her head.
I put on like one of those hats that has the ponytail.
Like a robe and a wizard hat.
Cyrene flies up in Natessa's robe again. She's like, "Oh,
Whoa.
hi."
Ooh, that tickles.
Not from the bottom.
Oh man,
Very.
this city dead look like fucking Tron up in here.
This is this almost looks like the city that what was that movie we watched?
Tron? No, wait.
No. The one you were showing me that I never saw.
Interstellar. Interstellar 5555. Interstellar.
Yeah, this is where they start off.
Is there a guitar ship? Because if there is,
Where's the
we're
aliens,
staying.
Because if they're here, I want to see them.
Are there any girls there?
So you make your way out into the city, and you've never seen anything like this. There's a lot of glass everywhere. There's a lot of steel everywhere, but everywhere has this weird, unearthly glow, there's just magic emanating everywhere. There's so much light. It's surprising how much light there is everywhere, even though it's nighttime.
Are there any people?
It looks like it's pretty late at night. You don't see anyone around. It's pretty quiet.
Tess looks around for the really tall building.
Is it supposed to be night?
It took you a while to get through. I'll say that it's been a bit of time. It's unsurprising that the sun has set.
Okay.
The building you're looking for, from what you can see, these buildings here are definitely the tallest to the far north. I don't know if you guys are zoomed out. This thing is like really high res, I guess. Anyway, the buildings way up north look to be there's one in particular that looks to be the largest. You're pretty sure that's where you need to go.
Oh, looks like that's where we'll be needing to go.
All right, and yeah.
So it's pretty late at night. Dude, can I roll a stealth? I would like to stealth my way.
Sure. You're pretty quiet.
All right, so I guess... Is this an alley?
Yeah, so these are kind of bigger roads. You don't understand, like it's completely paved. It's like the whole road is made of rock. And then off this direction, the roads are not quite as nice, but they're definitely made for walking and probably not carriages.
GM, could you send my token to the token layer? I cannot control it.
What layer are they on?
Just right click on
same
it and
here.
go to layer.
I can't right click unless I know which layer they're on.
Oh.
Oh, they're on the map layer. My bad. Okay, I think that puts you all in the
Yep.
there. All right, so you're gonna kind of wander up to that alley.
So I look down the alley. Do I see anything?
You don't see anything. The alley is pretty well lit, and it seems to be just a straight shot to the other side of the street.
So I'm gonna look back to the rest of everyone. It is clear.
Tess is gonna try to tiptoe along.
All right. Yep. You're pretty quiet.
She goes sneak.
Sneak, sneak,
Sneak.
sneak. I'm a snake.
Snake.
Do you want me to continue making stealth checks, or
Nah, you can just keep that for now.
I just kind of, walk through the alley, I guess, making my way toward the building. Actually, when I get to the end, I'd like to look back and forth down this strange and very well lit road. Do I see
Okay.
anyone?
So as you kind of come to the end of the alley, you're able to say sneaky enough, but you notice that two of those little kind of bot things you saw earlier are kind of waiting in the street for you, or not for you specifically, but they seem to be on some kind of a guard.
Okay, I'm gonna stay in the cover of darkness if I can, or around the corner, as it were, out of line of sight, and
Sure.
gesture toward the others to, move up and then wait. So, like a wave of the hand, and then
So, what color are these buildings anyway? Are they all like various colors or?
I mean, it's most of it has kind of a bluish purplish glow to it.
that's great. I have a spell that hits blue buildings.
Well, no, because I want to have my use my cloak of many fashions to sort of give me
Ooh, to match
so
the
that it takes on the
surroundings.
colors. Yeah.
Okay. Yep. You so you can they're solid enough that you could definitely change the color to blend in really well.
Which way are the Dinobots looking?
So currently they're facing the way that you're standing.
Okay, so they're
Um,
looking directly toward this alleyway. Or, like,
not
out
sort of
over here or
sort of
something.
perpendicular to it. Yeah.
Okay. Hmm.
I would kind of come up behind Tess and sort of try to whisper to her, maybe use your thaumaturgy to create a noise behind them to give us an advantage to sneak away.
Tess nods her head. Sounds like a good idea. Alright. Move up just a little bit. Check my thaumaturgy real quick.
I think the range is 30
And it's
feet.
30 feet. Right. So from behind the bots, I want to try and make a noise like somebody's running. Somebody's running over like this way. Like they're just running straight past, like from the alleyway-ish area,
Okay.
running away.
So as you do that, the little bots kind of turn around and move off this direction, and at this point they have their back to all of you.
Okay. So I'm gonna give the signal, and then I'm going to take off quietly across the street.
Okay. Everyone make a stealth check. Ian Fear, you get plus 15.
Oh, okay.
Oh, rip.
Little sister, no.
Carry me. Just carry me.
How far can I move? 30 probably.
That's enough passes. So you're able to sneak across to the next road.
Again, I'm gonna move up to the corner here and peek around. Do I see anything?
You see another one of the bots. This one doesn't seem to be posted doing anything. He's sort of looking this direction.
Looking which direction?
Towards kind of towards the other way. He would have his back to you if you walk straight.
Okay. Okay. I guess let's sneak by him.
All right. You're still as sneaky as you were previously?
I'm still equally sneaky.
Equally sneaky.
I'd like to move up to this spot here and check the corners once more.
Okay, at this point, there are a couple on each side. If I can do this, what is happening? 1 and 2. So this is one on each side of the alley,
Okay.
and they're both sort of facing each other.
I gesture to everyone to stop and make way into the alley this direction.
Okay.
So I'm going to wait for everyone to get into the alley, and then I'll follow suit. So I'm gonna like look over at Ahara, and I'm gonna like eyes at him, like gesture, and like motion toward the alley in front, like over here. Basically,
Okay.
trying to tell him to like be on point.
Yeah. So he kind of understands what you're motioning at and moves forward and disappears around the corner.
And after that, I'd like to move everyone forward. I'll remain behind, remain in the back.
Okay. And so Ahara comes back and he kind of gestures his head towards the alley, and he holds up a finger and says, to indicate 1, and then points towards this direction, towards where the other bot that he spotted is, sort of towards the other intersection.
And of these towers, can you ping the one that is the target? Is it this one?
Yeah, so it's that one that's got sort of the entrance to it there.
Okay. Does it look like it's like a sealed door? When I peek around the corner, what do I see?
The doors on the front of it are look like solid glass. You can see through the entirety of the door, and they've got a small line in the middle of them. There's no handle or anything. It's not clear how they open.
I'm open to suggestions.
Ahara says, perhaps we could send Talos across and the bots wouldn't attack.
A wolf seems an out of place being in this environment.
Fair
Do you
point.
believe that it would work?
I don't know. Maybe people have pets. He is rather large, though. What if I fire an arrow on the far side and maybe they'll go investigate where the arrow strikes?
Yeah, maybe you could shoot it up over a building and hope that it makes a noise.
On the other hand, if there is any sort of a disturbance that could be caused by a weapon, it's much more likely they could raise an alarm of sorts.
Very true.
That's a good point.
Previously, did not the priestess say that some of us might pass as servants?
She did.
Perhaps. But that leaves the elves.
So which way were the robots facing when Valphalin was over here by the corner?
They're facing each other.
Okay. Hmm.
Perhaps Ahara says, perhaps I could cover my head with a hood, Ianfear and I, and we could look like servants.
Or at least we could pass through, but that still leaves the rest of the party.
Yes, do you both have coverings?
I certainly do, but
I do.
It seems to be our only shot.
Either that or they're facing each other.
I'm not sure, spent as we are, we'd be able to take them all.
Hmm.
We could try to make a noise around the other side of the alley where the two are facing each other and see if we can get those two to meander off so that there's only one to kind of deal with.
We're also
That
not
might be better.
we're also not sure what difficulties we may encounter once we're through the portal.
True.
Hmm.
I feel like
I'd like to drape my robe sort of over my weapons. Man, but well, I mean, Dragonborn, they're not totally, we did learn they're not totally like extinct here. They're just few and far between. So I mean, I could
Yeah.
pass as a servant. It's just getting everybody else. Maybe if we leave Ahara and Ianfear in the back.
She seemed to indicate to you that Ahara would be recognized and met with anger if he were with you, and Ianfear would be met with anger no matter what, and the rest of you could pass as servants.
Hmm. I, for one, don't feel good leaving anyone behind.
Ahara says, perhaps I could go first.
So I actually okay. If we could create a bit of a distraction over here to draw them out, I could so I could stay behind in this corner where Ahara is at currently, and then as soon as they come around the corner, I have the ability to use my Misty Step to teleport myself, so I could come up behind this way. So if we could
True.
just draw them into the alley to come over here, then we could easily make our way through the streets as soon as they come over here, and then I could just teleport to get over quickly.
Okay.
Talking about making a noise in the alley there.
Yeah.
So I mean, here's my thought on this. So
But wouldn't it alert this guy if we made noise?
So check it out. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4 of us who can pass as servants, right?
Right.
So what if the 4 of us approach from the street like we're just kind of casually walking up?
Well, do we see anyone else walking?
I didn't.
You saw some people pretty far off, not near this area, but you saw some people walking around.
So I would imagine that they probably, even servants would probably like get accosted for walking around here.
That's what I'm thinking. So we're servants making our way back to the building there, and
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I imagine these robots will probably like stop
probably
us.
all three stop us at that corner, which would give you and Ahara the chance to make your way from here to the door while we were
But
being
I don't even
questioned
have to.
here.
But that means that they're likely to detain you, is my theory. And then, as opposed to like, like letting you pass by, they're likely to just hold you until guards come over and basically just arrest you just for being servants.
I don't know.
Whereas I have, since I can at least teleport, if we can just draw their attention over here, then you guys could instead like start making your way up the street quickly this way while their attention is drawn to coming into the alley.
How do we get them into the alley?
My main worry is that this guy here would hear the noise and then start like coming up this way as we're trying to exit.
That's why I was looking at the top of this L shape of the alley, sort of where it meets the street up here.
So we would exit here and then make a noise here.
Well, other way around. We would make a noise up top, and we would exit here through the street.
Yeah, that's my worry, is that this guy is going to hear, if he hears the noise, he's going to start coming up where we're trying to exit.
Well, I mean, it'd be a little hard for him to hear it because it's going to be a noise that's coming sort of all the way up here, and he's got this building in the way, and he's facing the other way.
Well, what do you think,
Whereas-
DM? Can we pull that off without that other one noticing, or is that not?
I mean, there's a building between you. There's a lot of humming and roaring all around. It's a pretty good possibility. You think that he probably wouldn't be able to hear it.
There we have it.
And we have a solid plan.
Now we just need to enact it. So, okay.
All right.
Just to get the plan down.
So I will use my minor illusion ability to create a sound of footsteps coming from the front of the alleyway here. And as you see them move towards that way, you all will make your way up the street towards the building. And then when I see them come close to me, since I will have it walking down the alleyway towards my direction, then I will use my Misty Step spell to teleport.
Sounds like a plan.
Very well.
Ahara says, "Where does this leave me?"
You will be traveling, keeping cover of the group. I'll stay behind here at this corner.
All right.
And how will you get to the building yourself?
My spell will allow me to teleport, so I can reach to you guys pretty quickly.
Very well.
So, all right. I'm going to go ahead and use my minor illusion to create this sound of footsteps walking in the alley from this direction down towards my direction.
All right. Valphalin, you can see immediately the one that's in your line of sight here kind of moves towards where it was. You can't see the other ones, but you hear movement.
I gesture to the others, and I will go ahead and start sneaking. Making with the sneaky sneaks. Here we go.
Ooh.
I mean, is it 1, 2, 3? Wolf Heart 1, 2, 3.
And
5,
Cyrene.
1, 2, 3. Cyrene.
She's tucked up in my hood as well.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's good then. Okay.
Yes. So
oops,
we
sorry.
currently was one.
Okay, they the bots actually make it their way into the alley, and seem to be kind of investigating, trying to figure out where the noise is coming from. Ianfear, at this point, you can hear them kind of coming towards you.
All right. So once I can see like a little bit as soon as they get to essentially right before hold on. They should, once they get to basically, as soon as I see them get around to this area, I'm going to use my Misty Step.
And where are you going to?
I'm going to teleport to. Let me see. I think it's going to be. Let me see.
You need to be able to see it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna. So as soon as I see them coming around there, I'm basically gonna. Let me see. So if it was 10, 15, 20, 25. So I'm gonna, as soon as I see them, like as soon as I hear, I'm gonna start walking down the alleyway, following them, and then as soon as as soon as they can round the corner, I'm gonna use my Misty Step, and I'm gonna teleport in basically towards that direction.
Okay. So you can hear them sort of very loud clanking as they come kind of around the corner, or as they're coming towards the corner. You can hear them very close.
And then,
Pots and pans robots.
You see how we need the slide whistle sound here, DM? Where is it? Hold on.
So, annoying metagaming question. If he had a mirror, and let's say he had been standing like right here, and there was a mirror right here, could he have used it to teleport like over here?
I mean, if it's 30 feet and he could see it, I'd say.
Okay. Put that in the notebook of stupid things for later.
That's an interesting idea.
Okay, so as soon as you guys walk up the steps to where the door, where the panes of glass are, the glass actually separates and the door is open for you, or the opening of the building.
Witchcraft. Must be magic.
Tess looks at Infear like he was the one who did it. Oh,
What
thank
can I
you.
say? It's like, what can I say? I've always been known to open doors for people.
Wow.
That's gonna be funny when we expect him to be able to open doors like that when we get back to our regular timeline.
Do the thing. Do the thing.
All right, and I guess you're all just going in, right?
Yep.
All right, so you go in. As you go in, there's kind of a bright flash of light, and everyone make a will save.
Oh.
Wait, wrong game. Wisdom save. Everyone make a wisdom save.
Ugh.
Bleh.
How do I breathe?
This is not going to be good.
Blinded me with science.
Oh, wow.
Ian Fear lived.
Okay. So as you walk in, Ian Fear, you feel this wash over you, and you start to doubt if you're being cast with a spell, but you're not quite able to shake it off. And all of you feel kind of this warm friendliness wash over you. And you suddenly feel like this is the nicest house you've ever been in, and it's super friendly and welcoming to you. And there's a lady standing in kind of right in front of you, and it's this very tall, lanky, elven creature. And she says, welcome, my dear friends, welcome. Why are you in my home?
Yes, I am Valphalin Firesong. And you are?
She says, I am Evelyn. And all of you feel this like this tugging on you that this is the most charismatic, friendly person you've ever met. Ian Fear, you're almost aware that this could be a spell, but that feeling passes as you think to yourself that you're being crazy and she's just friendly. What can I do for you?
So I immediately produce the note.
All right. She takes the note and she looks at it, and she reads it for a while, and she sighs, and she waves her hand, and you feel the warmth kind of wash away from all of you, and it's replaced with this realization that you were just kind of forced to like her. You recognize this, of course, as the charm that Ian Fear has done in the past. And she says, sorry for that unpleasant business. It's just, it's a bit of a necessity around these parts, you understand. How can I assist you?
Yes, we seek passage back to our own time.
I see. And I do recognize the tendrils of time around you. What brought you here?
We were directed by a mutual friend. Is there somewhere that we might speak in private?
Of course, come in. And she leads you back to her kind of out of the antechamber to like her own sitting room. And she appears to be alone. There were some servants that you passed on the way in, but once you're in the room, it's clear that the lot of you are alone. And she says, I have the note from Raynor. It says to help you, but it doesn't say anything about what you're looking for. Could you share how you got here?
Tess, do you want to go with this? Do you want to do this? Very well. We haven't much information about what might have brought us here, or for what reason. That is, we awoke here.
I see.
We have learned that this is around 500 years in our future, and that our expedition that was interrupted by our rest, by our teleportation, was somehow destroyed by a sickness, an artificial one.
Not only that, but that this sickness apparently led to the Great Purge.
So
This is most troubling.
we
Do you know who was responsible?
we
It
do
was-
not. However, we did meet one Ranlan who spoke of a Drider.
A Drider? She kind of scoffs. A Drider doesn't have that kind of power. She must have had help if she was involved. I sense that you're in the wrong time, but that's not all. You seem to be in the wrong world. This Drider must have moved herself to a parallel world, and you must have been caught up in the tide. Such magic would ripple through time, but it must be attached to some catalyst. By causing a plague in the past, maybe she bound herself to a new timeline across the mirrored planes. You heard of the mirrored planes?
I have read.
Most people live their entire lives inside the material plane. Those who study outlandish magic, perhaps like yourself, half-elf, have heard of the Feywild or the Shadowfell, perhaps. You, Dragonborn, maybe you've read of the ethereal plane, the astral plane, the outer planes.
Indeed.
There are other planes that connect. We call these the transitive planes, and within our multiverse, there exists other transitive planes that run orthogonal to even the outer planes. These planes, we collectively tend to refer to them as the mirrored planes, and they exist behind reflective surfaces. Everyone believes that mirrors reflect light, but that's incorrect. Mirrors hold a unique reflexive magic that allows us to view a reality that exists alongside our own. This Drider must have bound a mirror to the plague and to herself in this time. It must be the same mirror, or it wouldn't have worked. You must first return to your own time to find this mirror. And you must travel through this mirror to break its link on the other side. Once you
How?
destroy the mirror in the mirror plane, its link will be severed and it will shatter in the material plane. You'll have to find another mirror back.
And what of the disease?
Well, the disease must have always happened, but somewhere else. You see, the disease didn't exist in your world. So she found a world with the disease and moved herself to it, perhaps to gain some kind of power. If you can smash the mirror in your time and return to this time, you could smash the mirror here, and then you should be put back the way things were.
I see. Then we must smash the mirror, or we must return to our time, cross through the mirror, and destroy it from the other side.
It's like 14 years of bad luck.
This bodes ill. We know
all
not.
that.
Oh, go ahead.
Go. Sorry, nothing. Go ahead.
We know not when we cross over if there will even be another portal to our own world.
That we got time because it's about a couple minutes left.
Yeah, I think maybe we should end right here. Is that okay with everyone? Can we
Yeah.
stop
Yeah.
right here and maybe
Yeah.
ask the rest of our questions next time? Cool. DM, you good with that?
Yep. So she says the mirrors often made by the same mirrors owned by the same person who was an important figure in history often belong to the same plane. Just something to keep in mind. But I can send you back to your time if you wish.
Yes. We should return.
All right. And with that, we will end for today.
Awesome. Well, guys, thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the show, and like and subscribe and all that. And yeah, sorry about the audio issue for the majority of our session, but we hope to see you next week. As always, this is VGpunx and crew signing off. Keep a song in your heart.